Good evening, everyone. I'm Nai with the Palestinian Youth Movement. Last week, with the victory of the ceasefire, we entered a new chapter. Sometimes an end is a beginning. The end of a long, long night brings the dawn of a new world. And indeed, it has been a very, very long night. Over 100,000, maybe 200,000 martyrs. The numbers are still not known. 1 million people displaced. The goal of the Zionist entity is to inflict so much pain that the hearts of the Palestinian people bleed and that they abandon their resolve. The strategy of the occupation continues to be to try to smash the cradle of the resistance. This is a war on Palestinian life that started 76 years ago with the Nakba and has been brought to bear the worst that we have seen in the last 15 months. And the bloody hands of the Zionist entity and this country that we live in have now escalated their genocide on the brave and heroic people of the West Bank, specifically in Jenin, Tulkaram, Nablus. But the Palestinian people did not surrender. And the Palestinian people will never surrender. While we begin to grieve the unimaginable level of loss and suffering that our people have endured over 467 days of genocide, there is one thing we know for certain, and one thing that no matter how many times we say it, we cannot forget. The occupation failed. 467 days of genocide later, and the occupation failed to achieve a single one of its political goals and its military goals. I know my comrade right before spoke of some of the victories, but it's really, really important for us to continuously remind each other and remind ourselves of the profound depth of the victory, the Palestinian resistance and the Palestinian people with the ceasefire and with the battle of Al-Aqsa flood. The Palestinian people did not surrender. And the occupation's goals, those declared and undeclared, were failed. The occupation failed to obliterate the resistance, which till the very last minutes before the ceasefire started was still pushing out the settler occupation army from every corner of Gaza. The occupation failed to implement their general's plan to split Gaza in half. The occupation failed to accomplish their stated military goals of driving the Palestinians out of the north. We see now through the images of Palestinians walking on their feet back to their homes, which are mostly rubble. And the occupation failed to break the will of the Palestinian people, who continue to stand firm on the side of their resistance. The catastrophes of colonialism and capitalism and imperialism have come to a head, and Israel can never recover from the atrocities that lay bare the true face of this barbaric entity. And the United States, the main funder and orchestrator of this genocide, their bloody hands can never be wiped clean. The contradictions between the will of the people, even in this country, in the belly of the beast, and the brutality of the empire are very clear for the world to see. Moreover, the Zionists have been dumbfounded by the resilience of the Palestinian people and all those who have stood tall and strong alongside them, from the brave people in Lebanon to the honorable people of Yemen. The Zionists and the US imperialists are surprised by the mass movement that has erupted across the globe, that has been organizing day in and day out for liberation. But we are not surprised. We know our cause is just, we know our path is long, and we know that as long as we resist, liberation is our only destiny. 475 days ago, Gaza lit the flame of revolution, and the world is forever changed. The struggle against imperialism and Zionism has advanced, and there is no going back. 475 days later, we've lost thousands of martyrs. And 475 days later, the Palestinian movement has gained millions of champions. Gaza has given us all clarity of what our duty is to humanity. And our responsibility is here specifically in the heart of the empire. These are lessons that were paid for by the blood of our martyrs. Lessons that we can never repay except by continuing on the path of every martyr until we achieve full liberation of Palestine from the river to the sea. I want you all to repeat after me now a sentence that was written by an amazing man. Many of you know him, Ghassan Abu Sitta, a doctor who was in Gaza for a big part of the genocide. He says, and repeat sentence by sentence, Gaza is the center of the universe. Gaza is the soul of the soul. And Gaza is where we defeated the American empire's attempt to wipe us out as a people. Gaza is where we defeated the American empire's attempt to wipe us out as a people. Gaza will rise once more, and we will stand proudly by its side. Thank you.